Hey everyone, welcome back to Matt's Models and More, a channel dedicated to model making on the automotive side. It's good to see you. If this is your first time tuning in, please like, subscribe, and share, all that good stuff. Let's continue to grow this channel so we can get all the news and information, tips, tricks, all that good stuff out to people that need to know and want to learn all they can. Okay, so this channel has been getting a little bit bigger to my surprise, and now I'm starting to get contacted by a lot of companies to do reviews and check out their products, and I am very picky on who I choose to do a review on. Hopefully, if you've seen any of my other videos, you know, first of all, I'm dead honest. I'm going to tell you if I 100% believe in the product or if I don't. Now, the goal of this channel is not to find the most expensive, elaborate piece of equipment or tool or paint or whatever it may be and try to sell that. I'm not about that. My goal for this channel is to find whatever will work for me and will work for you at a reasonable price. So I want the decent quality and the decent price. I'm not looking for the very best. I'm not looking at $300 airbrushes. So for an example, I'm not going to do that to you. It's not fair. And it's definitely not fair to any other audience members that are looking to get into this hobby. And there's just no way we can be into a hobby when it's that expensive. So we're going to do it the right way. And I'm going to be brutally honest. And I tell these companies when they contact me, yes, I will definitely do a review for you. But here is what I do. And I tell them, I will go through a list of pros and cons, and I will give that to them first before doing the video. So I'm very open, very honest, and of course I'm not sponsored by them, and I don't have an affiliate. If I do, I will let you know that. These products that I'm reviewing today was just sent to me to ask to do a review video on it and to give my honest opinion to the viewers. So that's what I'm going to do, and right after these messages, we're going to jump right into it. Looking for the best aftermarket parts and accessories for your model? Look no further than MCV Products. Bring your models to life at mcvproducts.com. Okay, so welcome back. And what we're doing today, I was contacted by the fine folks at NEOECO. They are an airbrush company, pretty exclusive to just airbrushes from what I've seen so far. And before I say yes, when they contact me, I actually do a little research on them before I do that. Like I said, I don't want to do a very expensive tool for you. So I do a little bit of research on them first, and then I'll contact them back and say, yes, I'd love to review the tool in exchange for a very brutal, honest opinion. Now, the way I'm going to start doing these reviews, I'm going to do a scale of 1 to 10, and then I'm going to let you know if I recommend it or not as well. That will all come at the end, because what we're going to do now first is I'm not big on unboxings. I think that's a little boring for you, so I've got this sped up little video clip here that's going to show you exactly what it looks like when you open it, so you have an idea. I mean, it does come nicely packaged, and there's a cool thing about this airbrush that's different from any other one I've ever seen, and it's patented. So they have the absolute control of this, and it's pretty darn cool, I have to admit, especially for the price point. The price point on this gun is $59.95, and I was told by them it will go on sale for Black Friday, so you're catching this right on time for the big sales. So this is a nice looking gun. It feels great in the hand. Comes with a lot of extras. We're going to go over all that. We're going to go to the spray booth and actually show you how it works, because there is a mechanism that you pull or push in order to get different fan flows for the airbrush. $59.95 for this gun. It is a trigger style gun, and those to me I prefer. I feel like I have a little more control. So this is it, the SJ85. We're going to go to the airbrush booth here, and just to let you know, coming up next video, they sent me their entry level. I don't know the exact name of this one yet because I literally just got it, but I did open it, and I'm very surprised with this one for $30. You'll see that on the next video. But today we're looking at the SJ85 transformer, so let's go to the booth. Welcome to my little spray booth. It's the 24 Mini Plus by Pace. It's the Peacekeeper. Amazing booth. Right off the bat, I do want to tell you that just the ergonomics of this gun feels really good. It's got a nice size. I have pretty large hands. I have to wear extra large gloves because I'm fat. But I do hold this gun. This gun feels really good in the hand because it's also got this, pinky extension that really, really feels nice. And about the only complaint I could say as far as ergonomics is because my finger is a little bit fatter. It does tend to hit this trigger right here, so I don't want to bash them too much right off the bat before we start spraying, but I just like to give you the ergonomics of it first because it's so important. If this gun is meant for long spraying, it is a rather large gun. It's meant for long sessions, like painting bodies or priming bodies, and you may have this in the hand for quite a while, so that's what they're looking at. So as far as that, I think I would be okay. I would just have to move my trigger finger back a little bit more, and I would be fine. It's not hitting like that. But I am used to having my finger all the way in, which it would barely hit it right there. But I don't know if that's going to be a problem for everyone. Still like the way it feels. I currently have a Picasso that I use, and it's a little bit smaller than this. At the end of the video where I'm doing my rating and comparison, I'll show you the size difference between those two. The only other con I can say right now, just looking at it right off, is the cup is black. I don't know if that's a good idea or not. I know when I'm cleaning something out, especially like black primer or something like that, it's going to be very difficult to see if I've got it all the way cleaned out or not. So I'm definitely going to let them know about that. Even if they did just a plain aluminum interior, that would be a better idea than leaving it all black. So I will say it does come with some O-rings. I don't know of many brushes that do that. That's actually a very good idea, but that also worries me a little bit at the same time because they're automatically saying, hey, one of these O-rings may go bad. It does come with a quick exchange for your airline, which is neat. And then the innovative part of this gun, before we start spraying, is this nozzle system. And this is where they have the patent on it. So to explain it, you've got 3 needles that it comes with. It comes already preset with the 5mm needle and the 5mm nozzle. And that's weird saying that because most guns don't have a nozzle that goes with a needle. The reason why they do that is this nozzle is the patented part of this gun. So you can actually on the fly go from a regular spray like a normal air gun to a fan spray going horizontally to another fan spray vertical and horizontal. So all you do is basically pull this in or out. It's right there, you go. So you pull it out like that, and that will give you your fan spray with that turned that way. It will give you this fan spray horizontal. And then if you push it in, turn it, lock it back in, that will give you your vertical spray. So that's pretty cool that you can do that on the fly. If you push it back in, you're getting just your normal, your normal airbrush spray. And what we're going to do is, instead of using paint, I'm going to use lacquer thinner, and that way you can see the mist in the background, and I'll show you how these exchange. But they give you, with each needle, the nozzle that goes with the needle, and it's as simple as twisting that off, putting the needle in, putting the nozzle on. That's pretty innovative. That's pretty darn cool that you can do that on the fly. So let's load this bad boy up. It is a pretty good sized cup. They did mention that it is for longer sessions. You don't have to use it as such, but That's what they're saying. So I'm going to start with just that's your normal flow. I need to turn the booth on. I was hoping I didn't have to use the noise, but I'm going to have to. Hopefully you can still hear me. I'll talk just a little bit louder. All right, so that's your normal spray valve. And I will say you have to use a little more air pressure with this gun than normal guns. Because when you go to the fan spray, you turn it this way. So now we're in the fan spray. All I did was pull that mechanism out. It's going to use a lot more, you need a lot more air pressure to push the paint through. Now, if I turn it back in and turn this the other way, it's going to give you the opposite. Hopefully you can see that. And I will say, with this pushed in, it puts out a lot. I mean, it puts out, a lot of paint. So you have to be careful with that because it is extremely hot. And what I mean by hot is that it will put a lot of paint out when it's in the pushed in version, and puts out a lot less when you're in your fan mode. So you actually got to use a lot more pressure to get that through, which is pretty crazy. Let's go ahead and put it in that version. Check that again. I may have to put some paint in this just so you can see a little bit better. So let's do that. Okay, while doing that, I should have put the paint in there first. I apologize. While doing that, I found another con that I'm not a big fan of. This nozzle system is so big, it doesn't fit any of my my buckets, to hold the gun in place while I'm either filling it up or cleaning it or whatever. So I had to lay it on its side while I was mixing up the paint to use, just because it's so darn big. You would have to find a special holder for that, and I'll let them know that as well, because that's probably something that they're still working on. All right, so I've loaded up some basically water-based paint, acrylic, and I'm using red, just so hopefully we can see it. I'll spray it on this mat here, and if I need to hold it up so we can see the fan spray, I will do that. And let's test this out. All right, so there's your normal. That's your normal nozzle setting with it pushed in. Now, just to get that, and I am a little bit far away, I've got the PSI at 40. That is no joke, 40. Now, if we go to the fan, it's not giving me a consistent. I probably even have to put up the pressure even more. Okay, there we go. That's doing it better. You can hear my compressor kicking on. But it's still, I mean, if you're doing a body and you're using this, I mean, it's doing pretty good coverage. I don't like where you're going to see the patterns. You're going to have to do a pretty darn close overlap. But when you put it in the regular setting, which is pushed in, it puts out a lot more paint and a lot better. I think I would rather use that than, yeah. I just feel like this is so much better than the fan spray, because it's not consistent. And I've got this acrylic paint watered down pretty good. Or thinned out, I should say. Yeah, it's just not very consistent. But I like that. That feels good. Honestly, I don't use fan sprays very often. I used to with my Black Widow. Black Widow comes with a similar setup. You can see they're pretty close to the same. But this was $80. This one's $59.95. So, and that's from Harbor Freight for this one for $80. So that's kind of crazy. Very expensive. So for the price, I don't see how you can go wrong with this. Let me make sure this is all the way out, so I'm getting everything. I mean, that puts out some serious paint. Holy cow. I mean, if you're wanting to do something fast, that's going to do it right there. Feels good in the hand, like I said. easy to adjust. Let's put on this lock here and see. Yeah, that's working. Let it out a little bit so you can control the line a little bit. Yep, that's working. You can also adjust the airflow right here. Yeah, I mean, this is, I mean, for the price, I don't know how you can go wrong with this gun. I'm not a big fan of the spray. It is neat that you can twist that and turn on the fly, but I don't know many people that do that. Now I need to see, now when you put it on the fan spray, you got to have all the air. It's got to be wide open. It's got to be high on PSI. Now, the one thing I will say, yeah, see that paint's almost out. With using the fan spray, you're probably going to go through a lot of paint because it's putting it out a lot. So hopefully you were able to see that. Pretty cool system right there. Couple of things I'd say right off the bat. The cap or the cup, I don't like it being black on the inside. Not a huge fan of how close this is to my finger. I mean, the thing is, you can't make a gun custom fit everybody's hand. And I'd say that this tends to feel a little cheap, but it's not horrible. It's not horrible at all, because this, I mean, for the price, is a little more heavy duty. This is the Black Widow by Spectrum. This feels solid, almost like it's a solid chunk of plastic. This feels hollow, like it might be hollow inside there, which it would have to be for the nozzle to go through. But this one's a little more tight, so maybe they just made basically a channel in there only for that. But not compare it to the Black Widow, because that's a different price category, and believe it or not, that Black Widow's already broken. It's not working for me. So I have to say it's not horrible. So let's wrap this up. Let's get to the table, clean out the gun, and let's talk about the pros and cons. Okay, we're at the mixing table. Just got finished cleaning up this gun, and I do have to say that, I mean, it cleans up easy, but that black hole of the abyss, very, very difficult. And this is with studio lights. I've got lights behind me and still can't see in there very well. So I have no idea if I clean that out really good, but we'll talk about that. So what we're going to do now is we're going to go over the pros and cons. First of all, let me show you the size difference. This is my everyday gun. It's the Picasso, and I think I spent $60 for this one, so the same price. Look at the size difference. That SJ85 Transformer by NEOECO is a very large gun. The handle is much bigger, which does feel better in the hand, I have to say, because this is pretty small, and I have to put my pinky way down here on top of the hose. But I also don't have that nozzle adjustment that is hitting my finger, so I can kind of get more of a higher grip on it and let my finger hang over more. If I try to do that with this, I'm bumping that really bad, and I'm going to end up, that's not going to be a fun session after a while. But cup size is way bigger. And again, this is not a comparison to that, but I just wanted to show you my everyday gun. That's the gun I use every day. All right, so pros and cons, and then I'll give you my recommendation and give you a scale on 1 to 10 that I think this thing is. All right, so for innovation alone, for having a patent on a nozzle system that goes with the actual needle is amazing. I mean, that's a good solid 5 points in my book right there. Now, I didn't get a really good fan spray out of this, and I found out that you actually have to use even more PSI. The fine folks at NEOECO said that they recommend between 45 and 50 PSI. I don't know about you, but that's like painting a car, not a model car. I'm talking about a real car, because that's a lot of air coming through here, and that means you're going to use a lot more paint a lot faster, which means no matter the cup size, you're still going to go through a lot of paint, and paint can be expensive depending on what you're using. For this test, I used some cheap Amazon water-based acrylic just to, show you the color. I don't use those very often, but I do use them for demonstrations. So amazing technology. I think they can dial this in a little more, and then they're going to have the game on lock, because to be able to go from fan spray to regular spray on the fly as simply as just doing that, it's pretty doggone cool. So I have to give them a lot of respect for that. And I also have to say, for a price point of $59.95, to have a trigger style gun that's that big, has the fine adjustment on there, comes with quick release nozzle, comes with your extra 2 nozzles for your 5mm. I'm sorry, 5 is in here now. 3mm and 8mm. There's your 3, and there's your 5. And like I said, ease of use, simple. You just unscrew that, pull the needle through, screw back on the nozzle, and you're ready to go with your bigger size needle, or smaller size, depending on which way you're going. But I have to say, that's pretty darn gone. It's pretty cool. I mean, the cup size is good. I guess you have to have a bigger cup because it does push out so much paint. Having that in there for the price point's good. The trigger feels really good. I mean, it feels solid. I even have to say it feels better than the trigger on this, because the screw keeps backing out on this. I have to keep tightening it, and I finally put some Loctite on there, and it's okay now. But it still is very sloppy compared to this. This air nozzle, I mean, this trigger is very firm, and I don't mean firm as like it would be hard to use. It just feels solid. It doesn't feel like it's going anywhere. I mean, it feels like it's made pretty well. Now, in saying that, this feels cheap, as I discussed before. That's cheap, and even the adjustment nozzle on the end, this actually feels like plastic. It looks like they chrome plated some plastic. So, you know, I'm used to having chrome or stainless steel, but you know, you're going to take shortcuts in certain places, and if you're going to do it, those are the places to do it, so you can get a good price point for a good sized gun, because all this is, you know, solid. That, the nozzle, that. Now, I will say this feels a little tinny, because this is real thick. And again, there's your difference of being able to see inside the cup and not. And I'm going to let them know about that, though. I'm going to give them the benefit of the doubt, because they are trying to get people in at a good price point. So if they could just, you know, get the interior of this fixed, maybe, I doubt they'll be able to adjust that for everybody's usage, but maybe find a way to fix the nozzle system where the fan spray doesn't have to use so much PSI. And I think the other things would be fine at $59.95. Now, the cons. I already went over some of those, of course, being, you know, like the plastic stuff. But this was a big one on top of cleaning. When I couldn't see what I was cleaning out, of course, this nozzle is so big, it will not fit in your cleaning pots. And I also will not fit in this. I 3D print my own gun holders, and I'd have to probably design one to fit the nozzle size on this, because it's rather large. And this right here fits like Gallery and Picasso and a whole bunch of other guns. It will fit if it's the Black Widow. But the cleaning pot, yeah, you have to take this off in order to clean it. It'll fit in there. The problem is, you need an airtight seal, really, in order to get those fumes to extract properly through the vent. This does not seal. It's just sitting in there. At least you have somewhere to spray. But you could really use your booth if that was the case. So having a good cleaning pot that will fit this, I think, is important. Or even, you know, most of your cleaning pots are the same. Just include a bigger nozzle with that. So I'm gonna let them know all that. And I think those things are important. Now, so we got the cons are the size of the nozzle fitting. We've got the interior of that, the size. If you got big fingers, keep that in mind. I think that's pretty much it. I mean, I hate to say it, on my ranking system, if I was doing a scale of 1 to 10, this would be a solid 7. And because of that nozzle system, and they're probably only going to get better at that since they have a lock on it. And, you know, if they change that out, this is a home run. This is an absolute home run. 7 out of 10 for the price point. I would say get it, guys. And watch out for those Black Friday sales, because I believe this is going to go on sale from what they told me. They didn't tell me the price point yet, but they did say, because I told them I was going to have a video done before then. And they said, well, that's perfect because that'll be just in time for our Black Friday sale. So that means it's going to be on sale. The other, oh, we already talked about that. So yeah, 7 out of 10. I say thumbs up. I say it's worth the price, especially on an entry-level trigger style gun. You don't need a $200 gun to get some modeling done. So highly recommend, 7 out of 10. It's again the NEOECO Transformer SJ85. So guys, hope this does you well. If you have any questions, please put them in the comment section. I will respond to every single one of them. That's just what I do. And until next time, keep on rolling.